Hi, the purpose of today's video is to demonstrate how to fillet spotted bass quickly. And the hardest part for me about cleaning fish has always been catching them. Up until I was about 30 years old, it had just never occurred to me that I could pray for fishing success and have the Lord answer. But yesterday on Lake Lanier, I got this nice large spotted bass. And before we clean, I'm going to go ahead and weigh this guy, because a lot of people, like in the pictures, they always say, "Ooh, how big is that bass?" And they like say this is a 5-pound bass. Not a 5-pound bass. It's a nice bass. I'm happy to have it. It'll make a nice meal. But it's not a 5-pound bass. So I don't usually do this on the videos, but all right, zooming in on the scale, that's a 3.1 pound bass. And it's nice. I mean, it's a fatty, pretty fish. Happy to have it, but that's not like a 5-pound bass. Alright, so on to the cleaning stage of the operation. Alright, so to clean fillet of bass quickly, you need a nice sharp knife. Everybody's got their favorite. Mine's a Dexter Russell, and this is a Dexter Russell 7-inch fillet knife. And I make the first cut right here behind the gill, going down. And the second cut goes backward along the spine, and I'm actually cutting through the ribs as I do this, and then we'll remove the ribs in the next step. Flip the fillet over, and I'll leave it attached a little bit down the skin, and then just separate the fillet from the skin in the next slice, and then just remove the rib cage quickly. Now, there are some trade-offs between filleting fish quickly and, you know, getting every last gram of meat out of the deal. That's a nice thick fillet. We didn't lose too much meat. Take a little more time, might have got a little more. Alright, then now the second side is just the same thing in reverse. Cut down behind the gill to the backbone, turn the knife toward the tail, and work through the ribs. And now that I've got the fillet separated from the backbone, other than just a little tag there to hold it on, I'll go ahead and use a fillet knife to separate the fillet from the skin. Oh, that's a nice fillet. Alright, and now the last step is to just go ahead and cut out the ribs. Now for some dishes, we leave the ribs in and you actually cook it on the ribs, because you get a little more meat if you're willing to use your fingers when you're eating it. I get every last piece of meat from the ribs, but that's a nice big spotted bass fillet. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for answering our prayers and providing us with this nice spotted bass. Amen.